Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Chandana Banerjee, and today I wanted to talk to you about the 4 special traits of every military spouse solopreneur. These are the traits that every single military wife solopreneur needs to have if she wants to go after her dreams and make a success of her work or her passion project. Over the years, I've interviewed several military wife solopreneurs, and I have seen that there is a common thread that runs through each of them, and that is their passion for their dreams and their can do attitude. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about 4 special traits that I think every military wife solopreneur has. And if I'm not saying that every person needs to have it inherently, these are traits that you can learn or cultivate on the go if you are really passionate about your own dreams. So let's start. But before we carry on, I will request you to subscribe to my channel and share this video with any friend who might find it useful. And yes, don't forget to like the video. Let's start. So the number 1 trait is out of the box thinking. When you're married to a man in uniform, you may not have your ducks lined up the way you want it. In other words, you may have a plan in your mind of starting a business in a particular way. But when you get posted to another area, you may just see that your plans go out of the window and you have to start from scratch. It's in circumstances like this that you need to start thinking out of the box. Instead of looking at your work or your dreams in one particular angle, why not look at your dreams from different angles and find the one that suits you in your current tenure? This has helped me so much, I can't tell you. I have been a solopreneur for over 14 years now, and I've had multiple little micro businesses over the years. And the only reason that I've been able to continue working is because I have been able to look at things from different angles instead of giving up when things just seemed as if it would be much easier to give up. So, yes, out of the box thinking. So, let me give you a small example. Let's say you're a home baker and you would rather take home baking orders from your service accommodation. Your current base does not allow baking from home. What do? Do you just give up or do you do it on the sly? Neither. Instead, see if you can teach online baking workshops on Facebook Live or through other platforms. Or maybe you would like to start a food blog where you share your baking recipes and share these wonderful food photographs. Or maybe you can come up with online cookbooks or ebooks where you teach others and share your recipes with others. These are just 3 other ways of looking at your baking dream and coming up with something that works. This is just an example, but there are so many ways that you can look at whatever your dream is and find something that is doable. So don't give up, don't throw up your hands. Instead, look for out of the box ideas and solutions to any challenge that comes your way. The second trait is a can-do attitude. I have mentioned in another video of mine, which I'm going to link below, the unique challenges of military wife solopreneur. Our challenges as military wives who also have dreams of our own are very unique to those of our friends in the civilian world. Now, just because the challenges are unique does not mean that we give up. Instead, let's create this can-do attitude. So whenever things get challenging, let's say you have a business which is happening well in your current tenure, but you get posted to a remote area where you just can't figure out what to do. But instead of just taking a break, why not again look at it from different angles and come up with a solution, come up with offerings or services that you can work at from that remote tenure. This is just another example. But in the same way, let's say you get posted out just when you were setting up your business. What do? Give up? No. Take a break, and then when you go to your next tenure or the tenure that you're going to, start it again from scratch. Yes, often having a can-do attitude means that you have to put in a lot of effort, a lot more effort, or you have to brainstorm more, or you have to sometimes just pick up the pieces of things of your dreams and set it up again. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's definitely doable. My next trait for a milpreneur, like I say, a military wife solopreneur, a milpreneur, is seeing the glass as half full. Instead of seeing the glass as half empty, why not see it as half full? I meet a lot of ladies who often list out all the things that they cannot do because of their situation. And yes, while each of those reasons is kind of real, I would also say that when you start seeing the glass as half full, you start looking for solutions in a situation rather than the problems. Yes, there are problems, right? We cannot deny that. But the idea is not to just sit back and wait for the next posting or for your husband to retire before going after your dreams. Instead, look at it. Look at the situation as what can you do. Like I said, maybe in your current tenure you cannot bake, or you cannot take baking orders, but maybe you can start a baking blog, or maybe you can teach online baking workshops, or maybe you can come up with a cookbook. There are so many ways of looking at a situation. Yeah. Now, another trait that any military spouse entrepreneur needs is tweaking on the go. Tweaking on the go, I cannot tell you how important that is. Because, like I said, our situation is so dynamic. It's like it's shifting all the time. We might think that we're settled in this posting, but then before we know it, we are packing our bags and moving to the next base. Or just when we think that, well, things are all settled and I can focus on my work, your husband gets deployed and you are on a solo parenting phase. Or maybe just when you think you have all your goals sorted out and you've assigned these launch dates to your products or services, a VIP visit happens at your base, or a social event takes place, or maybe a slew of welfare meets happen. And you know that you cannot give the same amount of time and dedication to your work as you would like to. So, what do? You think on your feet and you tweak on the go. So, to keep tweaking your goals, maybe you can push your goal a bit, your deadline a bit, or maybe you can work earlier in the morning and try to complete your deadline before that social welfare meet happens. Or maybe, you can do something about it. Maybe you can rethink your goals, or you can rethink your plan. So, tweaking on the go, or sometimes tweaking on the go will also mean that you may have to change your complete business plan. Let's say you were going on this particular track, but now with the new situations, you may have to change tracks. It has happened to me so many times. Like, for example, last year, a year and a half back, I launched my first book. I was all set to create an entrepreneur career. But at that point, my husband was in a portfolio, which meant that I needed to have a little more flexibility in my work schedule. I also started homeschooling my son, which meant that a large chunk of my morning hours went in homeschooling my kid. Now, keeping that in mind, I was also painting and I started receiving orders. So, for some time, I focused my attention on fulfilling painting orders because that was more flexible. That also brought me a lot of joy, and it was a career which I wanted to explore for many years. So, yes, that meant that for a little while I kept my entrepreneur dreams on the side and focused on being an artistpreneur. But it worked for me. Now I am back to writing books, creating videos and courses, but I also take a few painting orders on the side on weekends. So, yes, to some people, it may seem that you're jumping all across the board, but that is not the case. We as fauji wives know that sometimes flexibility and tweaking is the only way to keep our dreams alive. So do take a look at that. And I hope that you found this video useful. I also have a book called The Work at Home Military Wife, which has a lot of ideas and tips on how to create a work from home career, a solopreneur career on the move. Do check it out on Amazon. I'm going to leave a link below. And do check out my other videos about the military wife solopreneur lifestyle, as well as videos on homeschooling and creating a joyful and purpose-driven stay-at-home lifestyle. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Till then, bye-bye.